cooking and baking is certainly a very big part of my grandmother's life. And the forward was a very important part of all of these immigrants and becoming American. And the recipes that they published are actually recipes that their readers sent in. They're not they're not proofed out in a test kitchen and made ready for prime time. If Mrs. So-and-so from Providence, Rhode Island says it's good, well, by gosh, we should just run with it. So these are some of the actual recipes that my grandmother wanted to keep from the forward, and I actually have them translated. Not anything I would make, but that notwithstanding. And finally, we talk about the forward off and on. It really was a very important publication from that generation. And one page of it survives. It's a weekly now. I don't know what it was then. But this is actually a page from the 1940s. And there's just a lot of stories in here that are from wire services, stock photos of politicians and other VIPs and a lot of war effort sort of stuff. One of the interesting things I find on it are you don't need to know Yiddish to know the advertisements, and some of the products that are featured then are still around. You could still buy Sanka. You could still buy Jell-O. You could still buy Royal Baking Powder. So to have that kind of longevity is really quite something. And it was sponsored by Ralston Shredded Wheat. So I hope by seeing this, you get some sort of flavor of the fact that this generation, they started off overseas, they were Yiddish speakers, they became English speakers, but they maintained attachments to the language in many different ways. And it largely sunsetted when they passed away. But I feel very blessed to have these documents and these items with me. And I hope that by sharing them with other people, that other people will get an insight into what their grandparents or their great-grandparents or even others, what their everyday lives were like, because it really is, what I'm sharing is the most ordinary of the ordinary. But sometimes in the ordinary you find the extraordinary.